Good morning. I wanted to come on today. This pretty cool background. It's kind of neat. We got the sun rising on one side, and we got lightning busting on the other with a storm coming. Actually, that storm's leaving, but it looks like it's coming. I wanted Jenny, can you go on with the noises? We love you, but you got to go. Sorry, my dog's over here doing her morning scratches and itches. I wanted to come on this morning. Haven't been on in a while, but I wanted to. Angie and I have been going through a lot of transformation, lots of changes in our life, lots of things happening that are major transformation. But it is awesome. It's been so hard at one end, but on the other hand, we're beginning to understand that we're coming to a place of being okay with not being okay. And this is just the journey, man. I'm going to send you into a land you do not know. I'm gonna, from this day forward, when you leave Egypt, I want you to tuck your cloak in, eat the Passover with your sandals on and your cloak and your staff and your cloak tucked in, staff in your hand. Let's roll. It's going to be changes from here on. And when we got born again, that's the process. We may have seasons where it seems quiet, but if we're entering the land and we're pressing on that we might know Him, we're going to have changes. We're going to have seasons of rest, but we're going to be changing and moving and going with God. And that's a process that must be worked out. We're working out our salvation with fear and trembling. The sanctification process is not a vacation, for sure. We will have our seasons of rest. God is faithful. He gives us our Sabbaths, but we are pressing on that we might know Him in the power of His resurrection, the fellowship of sharing in His sufferings, and so somehow we might attain to the resurrection of the dead. And so here we are sitting on the edge of it. We're sitting on the end of this age. It's my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't believe I am. I believe we're sitting on the precipice of the end of the age. If we hadn't already started, if some of the seals haven't already been opened, I would be highly surprised. The white horse was given a bow and a crown. A lot of people think that the corona was the crown, and they believe that was the white horse. Day's wages, for a loaf of bread or whatever. I don't know. A lot of people think we're entering into that right now, where we're coming into hyperinflation and these things that are going to be happening. Good news is, and also not to mention a lot of people laugh at this, and hopefully I don't lose some of you here, but the revealing of the aliens, the files, and them bringing out these things. And I've talked to some of y'all about it, and I can tell it's like, like you don't want to hear about it, but yeah, just get ready. I've studied this stuff for years. This is part of the end time deception, and it's going to be a lot bigger than the just kind of making fun. That's what you've been trained to do, is make fun of that. We've been trained to make fun of it. Star Wars and Counters of a Third Kind, whatever, and all these alien movies. You've been psychologically trained to see it and think nothing of it. It's just entertainment. But when they're coming out the other day and on Fox News and showing you the 4 types of aliens that there are, and Trump does this daily, dedicates America back to God, and on the same day he posts a picture of him walking with a 8-foot tall alien, a gray, which it's AI, but it's not a game, guys. These things have been here. These hybrids have been here for quite some time. That's all the way from the jump, pretty much. As it was in the days of Noah, so will it be at the coming of the Son of Man. What were they doing in that time? Well, if you can look at the book of Enoch and put it along, since Jude quotes it, I would think it'd be okay to at least take some of your doctrine from it to line up with the canon, that they mated with women, and basically they were going to breed us out, and they were making these hybrids, and it talks about how God was, that was a lot of the reason why the flood came, is they were corrupting the bloodlines more than it was just evil was on. Along with it being evil, they were corrupting the bloodlines. Well, they're still corrupt. There's still corruption in the bloodline, because even after the flood, there was Goliath, and there was Nephilim and Rephaim in the land when Joshua and Caleb went in with the Israelites to take the land. There were giants in the land. And see what God did with them. He'd go in and kill them all. Don't leave one of them living. So this has been going on, and I really believe that this same deception that the angels tried to pull off when they did this first hybrid operation, I believe that's what's playing out now. I believe that's what's coming to us, to a theater near you very soon with this Disclosure movie that's coming out. It's starting to play out in our government, where we see them actually posting these little cartoon pictures of what they say the 4 types of aliens are. They put it on Fox News. Trump's playing these games with these aliens. They're showing the alien craft and all these things, and so, you know, take it for what you want, but I would start getting my mind wrapped around this is going to become our real world very soon, which will go right along. One of the creatures that they show was a locust, which would go right along with what comes up out of the pit in Revelation. That looks like a locust, stings like a scorpion. I don't know. Maybe it's time to start getting our minds wrapped around the fact that the Star Wars and all these things is coming to us very soon, and we need to have our minds wrapped around it so that we can stand in the evil day, so that we are not deceived, by this deception that's coming, because it is my opinion that they're going to say that we were seated here by aliens and not seated here by God. That's my opinion. You know, take it, call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think most of the world's going to buy that, because they'll be able to buy that they were seated here by aliens, and that maybe that Jesus and Buddha and all of them were all the same, and they were all aliens, and we were seated here by them, and they're all equal, and blah blah blah. And so you can still believe in Jesus. Just go ahead and go ahead and we got this AI stuff coming out. We're going to be able to build you a little prison, and if you sign up for it, you're going to get all your needs. Elon Musk said the other day that if you plan on retiring in more than 10 years, he said don't worry about it, because everything's going to be taken care of. It's going to be universal income. Well, what if you don't want to sign up for it? What if it takes, you know, a little bit of a allegiance to something? Just saying. We're in those days, guys. It's no more thinking, no more of this stuff. It's always the church almost more than the world. The world seems to be like, yeah, man, it's crazy out there. And the church will be like, well, we don't know. We don't know when he's coming. And then yet the Bible says, look at the fig tree. You should know. You should know the day and the hour. We are in that season, guys. We are there. It's not, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm not saying a day or an hour. I'm just saying we are in the season. We are in the season. The fig tree is blooming. So it's time to be reconciled back to the Father fully. It's time to come into our identity of who we are as sons of God, to understand what our purpose was here on the earth, was to be part of God and fellowship with God. We're the bride of Christ. There's going to be a great day when all these fallen lords and beasts that have set themselves against God are going to be utterly destroyed and cast out, and the true sons are going to be put back in the place we were in the garden, fellowshipping with God, one with God, to rule over this creation. But we need to understand that before that happens, these guys are putting one more onslaught. One more time they're going to do this. Well, it won't be one more, but it's going to be almost the end. Almost the last one. There'll be one more at the end of the 1,000 years. For whatever reason, God allows that. I know, I've got a pretty good reason why. He's got to work out of us all the rebellion. It's got to come out. Every ounce of rebellion against our King has got to come out. But it's not just getting rebellion out like we're going to serve our God. It's entering into his love. How great is this love that the Father has lavished upon us, that we might become the children of God, that we might be the children of God. That's the end game. That's what he's looking for, and it's just for us to get that. It's for us to understand that how much he loves us and come up underneath his covering and his care and his protection. so we might understand what it is to be a lily in the field that doesn't labor or toil or fight for our own thing. But see, that's the thing. That's universal income. That's what the enemy's going to try to offer us through AI. God's been trying to give it to us. He's been trying to get us to come up underneath this kingdom government of his care and protection. But what we got to get out of us is having our own idea. This idea that Adam had back in the garden, that he could find his own way, that he could do it himself. It's submission unto his love. And we look at it, the enemy tries to tell us it's submission underneath this God that's just trying to tell you what to do. No, it's submission to his love, submission to his care, submission to his protection. And then those that do that will come up and will rule and reign with Christ, cause peace to come on the earth. Yeah. God's in the process of removing sin from his kingdom forever. Still in it. Got a little time left. Got a little time left before it's completely done. At least another 1,000 years. So the process is working out. Jesus will return soon. He will. He's returning soon. So get your house in order. Get it in order, guys. Fall in love with Jesus. Be reconciled unto God. Religious games are done. I know people that are so just sick of hearing about religion and Daystar and Joni Lamb and uncovering everybody's stuff. Some of this stuff needs to be uncovered. It's time for guys like me and other guys to stand up and start talking. We got to start getting this thing going. We got to get the body of Christ prepared for what's coming. Throw off everything that hinders and run the race marked out. Get really real with God, nuts and bolts kind of stuff. Get down to the stuff, man. Walking in the Spirit, speaking in tongues, living in the Spirit, worshiping in the Spirit, allowing God to come in and divide between joint and marrow, be reconciled back to God, walk in the reality of the truth of the gospel. We got to get it, guys. Stop playing games with God. It ain't about just going to church, man. We got to get this stuff. It's time. Find you some real teachers that preach the real truth of the gospel, and live this thing every day. So, anyway, kind of rambled a lot, but I felt like if anything, enjoy the background. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And I'm going to add one more thing. Be reconciled unto God today. He loves us so much. I know all this stuff's playing out. I don't know why he created all these beings. I don't know why they rebelled. I don't know why we rebelled. But all I know is he's made a way home. He's made a way home for us, not for them, but for us. He's made a way home to our big brother Jesus, our bridegroom. He's coming. Wash your robes. Let them be made white. It's going to be crazy, guys. It's going to be crazy when you start to understand there's really other races of things that have been on the earth the whole time we've been here. Other beings and things that have been here, operating, moving, probably running the... Yeah, I'll leave it right there. Not probably. They are. Yeah, the great men of renown that love to come in and rule. They love to come in and take rulership. Nimrod. Yeah, they never left. We're fixing to see it. So get your lives in order. Get your house in order. Get close to Jesus and understand the fight we've been in from the jump, man. Our King is coming. He's going to wipe them out. He's going to wipe them out, man. And he's going to set his sons and his daughters in their rightful place, the place that he's called us to, the place that we've walked into through salvation in Jesus and through being sanctified and brought back to the Father. That's what it's all about. Get your game face on. It's time to run. Throw off everything that hinders and run the race. He loves us. He loves us. Got to get that. He loves you. And he wants you close. Once you figure that out, sanctification ain't so hard. When you figure out, oh, it's God, he's just drawing me close. Anyway, lots of rambling this morning, but I hope you picked up a jewel, picked up a little gold in it. I love you. We'll be on here a lot more here real soon. Give me and Angie a couple months, and we're going to be doing some stuff. Love y'all.